As I was saying, Ozone, I see you in the Twitch stream. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you would like to come up to speak in today's Twitter space, you are more than welcome to. I'll drop a link for us. Hello, DGens. This is just my mic check for the stream and everything.
Good morning. Sounds good. Good morning, Raston, Dr. Drip, Mr. Sway. Thank you for being here. Do you guys hear background music? I don't hear it today, but it appears like it might be on.
Are you referring from my stream?
No, just on the Twitter space. There's like a music option, and you can set it so that it automatically plays. But usually it'll play, and then as soon as you start speaking, it goes off. It's kind of like when everybody's loading in, and I don't hear it today, but it looks like it's on. Yeah, and you just get to pick your music.
I do not hear.
Oh, sadness. It's such good music too that the Twitter space gives you. It's like what are the options? Journey, vibes, jazzy, or nostalgia. So just checking. Good morning, Scott, Zesty, Kay, welcome. We are just getting started. If you want to join us on land, it's -89, -85, and bring your barbecue apron because Jim is going down today. We're having a cook-off. See who the best griller in the West is.
So, like, what are we grilling here? Crab legs? I think that's what I see on the table, or is it like animal hearts? I think
Oh
I'll
my
stick with crab
gosh.
legs.
Okay, so I made the tables in Blender. So now I'm like oh shoot. Okay. There's supposed to be ribs, but yes. And
I think I see it. I think I see it.
the colors
But
a lot of times they like what you see in Blender is not what you see. So those mashed potatoes, those are a little gamey. They're not the color of mashed potatoes that I chose.
I mean, just mashed potatoes with a lot of seasoning, and
Yeah.
extra love. But these crab legs, though, like,
Oh.
or what, or it looks like something like from like Mayan history, where like the last thing they see is like someone else eating their own heart out of their body. Like,
Wow.
looks like that's what they're eating.
You took my barbecue cook-off to a really dark place. They're supposed to be barbecue ribs. And then there's a hot dog on one plate because I figured not everybody wants ribs. But I guess if you had to choose your quality of like cooked style, these are like super rare. Like I'm realizing maybe some texture painting would make them a little bit cooked, but yeah, they do look pretty raw. So
Oh, I see. This is the Decentraland game that we're cooking here. This is
yep. But I don't know. So far it's just Jim and I. Zesty looking sharp in his swag, but maybe I guess you guys can just eat our super raw ribs that we're gonna cook up.
I am ready. I am ready. And welcome to everyone here. I see Julianne, Shelly, Two Tone, Kenji, Cyber Rewind. Speak of the devil, you just said the name Zesty, and he's here.
Good morning, Zesty. Hope you are well.
I've been wondering if Zesty is like evolving recently. Like, Zesty has been that like cyberpunk avatar, and then like lately he's been like transforming into like the eloquent villain in the story. Or I don't know what's the angle here, Zesty, if you would like to clarify for us.
Yeah, he's definitely leveling up, or like he's like a Pokemon who goes through the stages. I think he said he started as an old man, and I do not remember Old Man Zesty. I just remember Cyber Zesty.
Aspiring Dark Lord of Decentraland, he says. And I mean, spot on, Zesty, spot on.
Oh my gosh. I don't know anybody else who can take style from cyberpunk to like super classy old man. So good on you, Zesty. Good on you. All right, hopefully you're ready for Fashion Week.
It seems like, the excitement for Fashion Week is starting to ramp up. Starting to hear the word more often. More people are getting ready for it. I hope we have do you remember last year how there was like the rumor going around like, oh, Fashion Week, there's gonna be a pamp.
Oh yeah.
There's man is gonna pamp. I wonder if we'll get the same thing this year.
Well, I mean, I can only speak for myself and how much mana I spent at Fashion Week, but I think that there will definitely be, like new products on the market, so people will be buying. I don't know if they're going to buy all their mana that week, or like, wouldn't it be smart to buy your mana now before before it goes up for Fashion Week? Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe it's just me that bought a bunch of wearables.
I'm also wondering if kind of at least to me, I've been noticing like the wearable market and especially the emo market has been like slow for submissions. You don't really see, you haven't seen really too much volume in there. I wonder if everyone's like just gathering their strength and waiting to dump it all for Fashion Week.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I haven't published any because when mana was down, it was like almost 500 mana to publish something. So, if you're going to publish an emote for 500 mana and make it, usually like legendary, you're going to have to price it so high and sell so many to even make, one iota of your cost back, that it it got, pretty expensive to try to cover your buy-in. So now that the prices are back up, I don't know. I imagine that we'll see more people publishing, and maybe just people are kind of, yeah, finding their footing for 2023 and like figuring out what they're gonna do. And I hope we see some more submissions come in. There's a lot of talented, creators out there.
Yes, most definitely, and maybe I wonder if like there's like a secondary strategy here, like for since like for anyone that noticed that market or submissions are down, like maybe closer to like Fashion Week, they release their wearable before everyone else, so that they can get all the mana.
Oh my gosh, these might be marketing strategies that we're coming across. Somebody might be like, no, shh, quiet, that's what I'm gonna do. And if so, we apologize.
And welcome everyone. I see Tank Poco in the crowd. Welcome Polterdamus, and hello Mariana. Thank you so much for being here. If anyone would like to come up and ask any questions about the Decentraland, I know Mariana may have a few questions about the Decentraland. Or maybe I have questions for Mariana. Not sure how it works anymore. You're more than welcome to come up to speak. If you'd like to bring up any topics, or talk about maybe the excitement of Fashion Week. Like what we have, like, what would you say, like a month, 2 months, almost 2 months? I think it's like the end of March, correct?
Yeah, I think just under 2 months. So I think we could still say 2 months. Yeah, and I think that, I mean, just judging from last year, Fashion Week surprised me, I guess, like what I thought it was going to be versus what it was. The amount of submissions, because after Fashion Week, I wanted to know how many people were publishing wearables with a minted name versus an unminted name. So I had to look at data not skewed by Fashion Week, because there were so many submissions that came in for Fashion Week, like beforehand, and then actually quite a bit after. It kind of like was a jolt to the wearable ecosystem. But it was really interesting just to see, we're definitely going to see a ramp up of submission fees and wearables coming in, and not just from like Decentraland users, but a lot of big companies that are having their wearables published and bring them in. So yeah, I'm curious to see what fashion companies are going to be here.
Exciting times, and yeah, you did have a point there. It feels like Fashion Week, the Fashion Week effect radiated like to like the whole month, possibly like of April. Maybe we should start running the Decentraland Fashion Month as a community. Hee hee.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's what we need. But I don't know if I mean, the thing we have to do is start saving. Like we needed to start saving our mana like 6 months ago, so I think we're a little bit behind. But Fashion Month, now we're talking. That would be
I know Kay down there in the crowd would love a Fashion Month. And I see that Mariana has come up to speak. Welcome, Mariana. I'm so happy that you are here. Now you may answer my question. How do you make money?
Hi, Simple. Good afternoon. Yeah, hi. How to make money?
Yes, on Decentraland. How do I make money?
I thought I would ask you that question. I
Oh,
guess,
damn.
I guess like the real answer, right, is make SDK builds, make wearables, host parties, onboard clients, brand activations. I guess that's the simple answer right there.
Why do I feel
Monetize your
like
content.
why do I feel like those are easier said than done?
I know. It's always like that.
Well, that's just the challenge here that we face on, in this space. We're a growing space, emerging, so, it's definitely worth putting in the work. So, because the payouts of it is just going to be so much more than we can even like think of right now.
Yeah, I mean, even like a lot of these things should even be really money driven when you're first starting out, or building your skill sets and community and support systems. So, yeah, I think ultimately, if people put like that passion first, then monetization will come later. You know, so and I think that's like the approach I've taken. I'd rather build my brand and community and just like what I can do first before I even like ask for payment. Like I almost feel bad when I do have to like ask for like $20. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it. I got you.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm always like slightly hesitant. I'm like, no, not yet, not yet. Uh, so,
Yeah.
so what can you tell us? What can you tell us about the development of everything you've been working on? Perhaps maybe a little bit of Beaverse news or any
Simple.
projects you're working with.
Since the last time I spoke to you on Beyond NFT, I haven't really been on DCL the last weekend and a half, only because of like I was moving and then I was I'm like literally in the middle of like a finance close at work. So in terms of like DCL, like nothing crazy that I've been doing, but I've been working with DCL Creations to get the Creation Station library kind of ready. So that's going to be launched tomorrow. So we're just getting some final courses in, messaging some creators, and then making sure some of the SDK is working. So yeah, if you guys are around tomorrow, this February 2nd, around 7 p.m. Eastern, there's going to be the launch of the Creation Station library. So that's going to be like going on like all weekend. Pretty much like a new game, and you can. Sorry, I got a call. Yeah, so there's gonna be a new game, and you like collect books and glue sticks and paper, and essentially you're able to like get courses. You can essentially make credits to take courses to learn different skills in Decentraland from the PDE games. There's gonna be Blender courses, SDK courses eventually. So yeah, that's gonna be happening all weekend. There's also 2 giveaways right now by Creations and I. So I have one on my Twitter account, and then he has one. So essentially, we're giving out like between me and him 7, and then some additional wearables as well throughout the weekend. They're pretty much a full apprentice set that you would get from even just doing the courses. So definitely check out the giveaway tweet. It gets you a little bit of a head in earning these wearables. So yeah, so that's pretty much like my main focus the next few days. But yeah, I gotta focus on some IRL commitments the next 4 or so days.
Yep. So please feel free to pin both tweets at the top if you'd like,
Yeah,
for those
fine.
giveaways.
Yeah.
And actually, when I asked you that question, I kind of like completely forgot that, like, Mariana, financial professional, and plus tax season. So
Yeah.
Mariana probably like
Oh my gosh.
buried under paperwork at the moment.
Yeah, that's a true statement. And then I'm like helping like some of my family members who have crypto figure out their taxes, and then I have friends in other countries they're asking me for their international guidance. I'm like, shit, let me read your country's guidance. I got to figure out my guidance too. You know, like something's always changing. So.
Well, one thing about like kind of, I guess, international friends asking you about crypto advice is that like kind of how Jerry mentioned from Prager said that basically the U.S. laws are the strictest. So if you can abide by U.S. laws, then you can most likely abide by the rest of the world.
I would say that stands true. Yeah. Of course, every country has different, corporate or individual tax rates, but yeah, I mean, if you're pretty much recognizing the same capital gains losses, and yeah, how you realize your income and write off everything, so pretty much the same. So if you can be obedient to the U.S. law, I mean, you can probably follow any country's law.
God, we're a bunch of squares here in the U.S.
Mariana, I think by next year, I think you could just be here full time in the metaverse helping all of us with our tax questions.
Yeah.
I mean, not even next year. I think like just next week or something.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, I'm glad I'm here to help. Yeah, no, because like last year I was helping my aunt with like normal returns, and even last year I had no crypto exchanges to account for myself. So like this year I'm like organizing everything to make like a template to help others. Like, okay, here's how you download the transactions. Here's how you calculate mana that day. How much was your investment worth that day? Here's, have you sold any wearables? And, all year, how much was that wearables at, September 10th or whatever, how much do you need to like, ethically claim, right? So, yeah, I was figuring that out myself. So.
Oh my gosh, this is a whole new world. A whole new world.
Mariana crypto tax coming soon, I guess.
Yes, please.
It's all fun and games until you have to pay crypto taxes.
Yeah. So I'm pretty much I'm gonna be working on that like in like the next 2 weeks. I haven't even had time to look at my taxes. Like I literally just got like my IRL what do you call them, W2, so I have to like do that. Like that part is easy. It's just the other forms. Trying to think what else is
Cool.
Yeah, so everyone do your taxes. Creations event tomorrow. Isn't it? And then the Vertex tomorrow night, right?
What day are we in? Okay, today we're Wednesday.
Of course.
Yes, so tomorrow night there's a high possibility of Vertex, I believe. Yes, it's Thursday. I know tonight will be Wag Me Wednesday, as well as
I gotta find the dates.
And I know that Decentraland has officially been like trying to like run these wearable Wednesdays. I think it's mainly kind of like a Twitter post kind of thing. I don't know yet.
Yeah, I saw that. It was actually a really informative space this morning. Like I'm glad they did that, and they started with Pink and brought a lot of awesome advice, and even just like the wearable tutorials. Like I have not yet made my own wearable yet, so I have to like I learned how to build like buildings, like squares, right? But like I've never yet made a wearable, so I may have to like backtrack a little bit and figure out how to build a hoodie or something.
Mariana,
let's
do it. We can fly drones. We can make wearables.
Yes.
We got this.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If we can fly our drones 3,000 feet in the air, dodging mountains and valleys, I think we can make a wearable.
I think so. I hope so.
Guess time we'll figure out. We'll give like a synopsis on that. Can Mariana fly a drone better or make a wearable better?
Yeah, maybe
find out next week.
Could we like use the drone controller to make the wearable in Blender? Like I wonder if you can hook any of that up, because it's just really joysticks and buttons. So can we fly the drone and create the wearable at the same time? That would be like the pinnacle.
Right. Yeah, and actually, so speaking of like joysticks, so with SDK, Decentraland SDK, so I currently use BG's like billboard code, and the developer literally just made a joystick function where like instead of having to like figure out the XYZ coordinates of like a spot for your build, you literally can like scan a QR code onto your phone, and I can just like move the GLB with a joystick. So like I wonder if anyone else is going to implement that into like a what is called tool. Like I haven't seen DCL Edit recently. I don't know if they have that, but I'm sure, or even like the Sunshine Editor. Like this is stuff I have to catch up to. Like I need to catch up with all the new DCL SDK tools. But yeah, that's one that I know of. Like you can literally use a joystick to move GLBs around with DG's code.
That is awesome. And Scott has been so helping us out.
I know. What's up, Scott?
So if anybody would know, I think it might be Scott. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I was just going to throw it to you, Kanessa. You know how to incrementally position GLBs in your scene using the new DCL Edit tool that's part of Visual Studio Code. Do you remember what it's called?
The HUD?
That's right. Yeah, no, it's the heads-up display. Oh my gosh, Lastrom is the one who told me about it. And there's a Last Slicer who either like created it or took the initial code and then improved it. And we discovered yesterday during our FAFO session that there is no way currently to automatically pass that information from the HUD, from the heads-up display into the VS Code version of DCL Edit. But I mean, we're gonna go over that. We're gonna talk about making a request or a pull request or filing issues in GitHub and future FAFOs. I wanted to point out though, I posted pinned a couple of tweets up here to the top, and one of those is to be an early tester for the second version of DCL Editor. So without getting too confusing, there's three ways to do DCL Edit. You can do it through the command line, you can do it through Visual Studio, and there's a standalone way to do it. So Metagame Hub is the third party that received a grant from the Decentraland DAO to develop this DCL editor, and this is the year of the creator in Decentraland. So all you creators out there, wanted to encourage you to spend time getting to know that tool. I also just wanted to point out I was a part of the DApp team. So they're a group of 11 programmers at the Decentraland Foundation. I think it's 11 or 9 or whatever. Anyway, they had an AMA today. So you submit questions through Slido or through a Slido form, and then the team just goes through and answers your questions. I had a lot of questions, and I got a lot of answers. So it's another point of accessibility, and one of the things that I learned during that is if anybody out there has feedback about Decentraland, that you can put it in this form. It's the what is it called? Canny.io. So I posted just a really short thread up here, pinned it to the top. You can log in with Facebook, Twitter, Google, GitHub, or you can even just create an account using your email and a password. So you don't have to go into the complexity of creating a GitHub account. I highly encourage that if you want to get into programming, work in the SDK. But yeah, if you have just a suggestion, some feedback, click on that link and enter it there. As Peanut Butter also indicates, if you if you have a bug or whatever that you want to talk about, then you can go to the DCL Discord and go into the help channel and post that there. So I guess the good news is what we were talking about 6-8 months ago about how we wished there were more open lines of communication between the community and the members of the foundation, and by extension also the third-party developers that are working on improvements for Decentraland through DAO grants. These are the things that we were wishing for. These are they've been delivered. So the best way to ensure that these channels stay open is for us to use them. Don't flood it with nonsense, but if you just have an idea, hop over to canny.io and put in a suggestion. Maybe it's about the chat, maybe it's about the wearables or whatever, but this is your opportunity to tell the people that can make a difference. And then just to sort of complete that circle, I'd also challenge everybody to open themselves up to to testing those new things, to providing helpful feedback, or at least helpful information. You can't just say this thing sucks, make it better. I mean, you certainly can, but what will be most helpful is to be specific, and is to follow back up on it. If they do make an improvement, go back to those people that you requested that improvement from and tell them how grateful you are. I mean, if you are grateful, don't make something up, don't blow smoke. But yeah, it's like this is the communication, this is the conversation that we can have to help propel Decentraland forward, to help improve the platform, the ecosystem. It starts here. It starts by each one of us, just making those tiny incremental improvements.
I just love everything Scott said. Yes. The foundation, like starting these Twitter spaces, like it felt like at times we had nothing, like nowhere to kind of like point our feedback to, and like as time has progressed, and we've been here just asking for more communication. Everyone has delivered. I do agree, and I still kind of sometimes come across the individual that might be like they're not doing anything, and I kind of just point out that the channels of communications are being established and they're fairly new at the moment. So let's give it some time to kind of as the feedback rolls in through their channels, let's give it some time and see what how they do. And I don't know, I feel like they have been doing a lot.
I would agree. I think just having the weekly AMAs before this on Wednesday morning, and then just I don't know, the better communication, and maybe you guys the ones that made it to Metaverse Miami, just being able to connect with the foundation and having that day where they where you got a couple of them to say hi in the space. I don't know, just the human to human connection definitely makes you feel like there's not just some nameless dev behind the project, but they actually are people that you can reach out to. And so I think that just breaking down that stigma or that unknown has been huge, just for personally, just knowing that there's people behind the project. I think that matters as well. And everything that Scott, you're doing, helping us, even tiny bits of information can just push us light years ahead of where we would have been without that. Because now I know what a HUD is, and I know how to find it, and I know how to install it. And oh my gosh, if you would have told me I would know that 2 months ago, I would have been like, nah, I can't do that. So yeah, continually surprising myself with what I can take on.
Knowledge.
And
go ahead, Sid.
Oh no, go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to say, knowledge is one of the few commodities that the more you share it, the more it increases in value.
%. And I do recall that Mariana was kind of asking about wearable creations. Mariana, you should, if you have some time, of course, listen into the FAFO sessions, or like join in on the FAFO sessions. I believe there's a wearable version, or wearable FAFO session on Friday. Am I correct, Scott?
That's correct. It'll be 3 p.m. Eastern time, Mariana.
Okay.
And
how long does it last?
What's that?
Will I be able to come at like 5:30?
Oh, we'll still be going. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So Sinful, I don't know if you were still there. I know if 13's in the crowd, I'd like to call him up. But we started the FAFO like we normally do at 11 p.m. Eastern. And then, I went for like, 2.5, 3 hours, and then I had to go eat lunch. I had to do a bunch of other stuff too. I came back like 3 hours later. That channel was still open. That event was still going. So that's like 6.5 hours. So to answer your question, Mariana, Can you come in later and will it still be going? Absolutely. We're going to be talking about UV editing and procedural textures, and possibly baking those textures on Friday.
Awesome. Yeah, and you'll probably see me scare you guys around 6:30. Sometimes I come in like, sometimes like when I like wake up like at 7 in the morning, I go into the CBD Twitter or the Discord and I see like Sinful hanging out. I just like scare him like at 7 in the morning. Good morning, Sinful. What are you doing up? So I'll do the same for you guys at like 6:30. I'll keep it a surprise.
Yeah, usually for those surprises when Mariana's like, "Hello, Sinful," I'm usually like, with dark bags under my eyes, like hair's all crazy, like I'm like pacing back and forth, and Mariana just brightens my day up and reminds me that a bed exists.
Right, like, hey, Sinful, it seems like you've been up for 12 hours. Time for you to go. I care for Sinful's health.
Yes, you do. Scott, yesterday, I believe, I was there the whole time, and even I had the stream going for about, like, I think, like 4 hours, and we got a lot. We got a lot in after you jumped out. Josh pulled up his screen, did a little bit of like motion cap or like whatever he's like fucking around with. And then there was 13 showing his screen, and I think that even Dr. Drip came through and shared his screen a little bit. Maybe I'm mixing up timelines here. Sorry, Drip, but I love you, Drip. Just wanted to say your name.
And Sinful, are these FAFO sessions like? Can I go back and watch the first one on YouTube?
Yes, you can. It's on the community. Well, just go on YouTube and type Decentraland community, and the channel will pop up.
It's FAFO, ASEO word.
And the channel will pop up.
I'm sure I'll navigate.
Well, the Decentraland community is the channel here. I'll post it up at the top so everyone can get the link to it. We're actually currently streaming live to it right now.
Maybe also we need to just remind what the FAFO is. Scott, you do such a good job explaining that. You want to take that away?
Well, I got it from CK Bubbles. I don't know. They told me about it probably 2-3 months ago, and when they were working with they work in advertising, so they had their team, their creative team. And, they try something new and they're like, I don't know, we can just fuck around and find out. So FAFO is fuck around, find out. And honestly, I've been a teacher for a number of years, and it is probably the most productive teaching style, learning style that I've ever been involved with. I've taught adults, I've taught teenagers. I've taught little kids, all the way from pre-K up to postgraduate lessons. And it's we talk about taking ownership of your learning, Kanessa. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with that. And to really activate a person's learning, they need to be invested in the subject matter. And the best way for them to be invested in the subject matter is to teach them something that they really care about. So we definitely have that. But when you try to explain a concept to another person, you really have to have a fundamental understanding of how it works. And when you go through that explanation process, you yourself as the teacher solidify that learning, yourself. So yesterday, or when was it? Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. So yesterday, there was a point where I'm just like, take it away, 13. And he did, and he just he's been going at it really hard. Hats off to him and everybody else that shows up. Hats off to you, Kanessa, for always showing up and just being an eager student. But yeah, we are all students and we are all teachers, right? So there's going to be a thing that you're going to find out from fucking around, Kanessa, and you're going to come to one of our sessions and you're going to share it with everybody, right? And just imagine how that's going to set your mind and your heart on fire. I mean, that's what true learning is, right? So anyway, I could go on and on about education, but education, this will be the last thing that I say. Education comes from educare, and it means to draw forth, right? And the person that's doing most of the talking is the one who's doing most of the work, and that's the person who's doing most of the learning. So in the FAFO sessions, it's like a little sneaky thing, right? It's like I'm there to help everybody learn, but really that just means me getting out of the way and allowing people like Doc and Kanessa, Mariana, CK, Cheddar Queso, Hayabusa, to come in and ask their questions and get help from other people that are there learning right alongside us. So yeah, FAFO.
Thank you, Scott. And just, so what time do we start? 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock Pacific?
It's 8 o'clock Pacific, yeah. So it's...
Yeah, so 11 o'clock Eastern.
Yep. Yeah, and then...
In the community building Decentraland Discord.
Correct.
Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, no, sorry. Talk over you. No, just, it's 11 a.m. Tuesday, and then Friday, Hayabusa requested some texturing and some Blender stuff. And for her, it ends up being Saturday morning. So we do it at 3 p.m. on Friday, or that's 9 a.m. New Zealand time. I think it's like 7 a.m. Melbourne. So I don't know if you're in Australia, that might be a little too early. But yeah, so 3 p.m. Friday, 11 a.m. Tuesday are the FAFO sessions.
Thank you, Scott. And if you can't make it, like last week, I could only make it for about 10 minutes. They're recorded, and then I just went back and listened to it, and it was funny to listen to you guys talking, because a couple times you talked about me. So then I'm like, okay, I'm not here. What are they going to say? But it was all good. It was all good. But it is a good way to learn, just because it's moving at such it's like just friends talking. So it's not a cut and dry tutorial, and I don't know, for my brain that just works really well to watch you guys troubleshoot it. So it was interesting just watching it without being there, because that had a different dynamic too. But I just love that. I love that we're using this time in the bear market to just instead of lament the price of mana that we really don't have any control over. We're focusing on what we do have control over, and that's educating ourselves and educating each other, and like, I don't know, uplifting each other, I guess, in some ways. And that just makes us a stronger community. So just the fact that we're doing this, I think I think it's good. I think it's good for us. So please, anybody who wants to come by, fuck around and find out. It's pretty fun. And bring snacks. Scott?
Oh yeah, sorry. I see DCL Curations up here, and I definitely want to hear what they have to say. I need to get some other work done, so I'm gonna drop out of the spaces. But before I go, I just wanted to put a bug in everybody's ear. Our Taxier creators, that's the Arab nations group in Decentraland. They received a grant through the DCL DAO, and they're bringing knowledge and information about Decentraland to the Arab world. They have an event, a sculpture event or whatever, that they're currently organizing, and it's a group of volunteers. I mean, they are receiving grant funds, but most of that's going into production of their media. But they're looking for, I think they said like a 1x2 parcel. There's a post in the CBD Discord, and you can follow them on Twitter too. But if anybody has, like a 1x2 parcel of land just anywhere in world, reach out to Amaro. That's Ammaro. He's on CBD. You can also reach out to me, and I'll connect you guys. So thank you.
I just saw that, Scott, so I will I definitely can help them out, give them a couple options to work with. So, or if anybody else reaches out first. But I just saw that this morning. I haven't checked my Kinessa's community build thread in the CBD Discord for a while. So
cool.
We'll get them hooked up.
Thank you so much.
I have to give the Techstar team their flowers. Like I remember when they first came into kind of well, at least the first time I ever crossed paths with them was in the DAO. They were asking for funds to create the content, and I had commented, telling them that I really support what they're doing, and that I would like to see them get more involved in just talking to the overall community, the people that use the platform, as well as the people developing it and building for it, and that's exactly what they did, to the T, and they were just so eager to learn more about us. So I do support Techstar. I love what they're doing. Hope to see more of it from all around the world, really. So I guess I'll pass it over to DCL Curations. I know that you've been very patient. How are you doing this week, man?
Hello. I'm doing good. I was getting rugged a little bit there for a while. I had to restart my phone. But happy to be on this Twitter Spaces as always. Love it. Love what you guys do here. And I heard Mariana talking about the Curation Station and our upcoming release, so I'll go over that a little bit. And Scott, I know she just put us in a Discord chat. I want some of your material, man. Let's get some more of those videos up into the Curation Station. We're currently working on uploading our first set of courses. So I see, CJ Tracks on here, who's going to have a course or two in there, and is also DJing our event tomorrow. Mr. Swee is on, who's DJing our event, closing it out on Sunday. I see Sir Degen on, No Paper Hands. There will be a course over that available. Mimsy is on, who's one of the course creators as well, who created some courses for Butterfly Prawn, as well as Knights of Antron. So we're going to have an initial set, maybe 15 or so courses that are available during this beta release. But total, we can store 5 terabytes of data in the library. So the library actually has slots for over 300 courses, and we just started month 5 of the grant. So most of the questing and most of the back-end stuff, like the exchanges, the database, registering people on leaderboards, allowing people to exchange intelligence points for wearables, that's been a lot of the focus over the past couple of months, and just really getting a foundation that we can use to scale this experience. So over the next month and a half post-release, we'll be doing some bug fixes. We will be putting in an unlockable room that won't be available during the beta release, and then the main focus is going to be on getting course content and courses in there. So for anybody who has created courses in the past and just currently has them readily available, we'd love to put those in so that other people can experience it and learn. And then custom courses for the library, up to $100 per course that people create specifically for us. So on the one side, if you already have material and want to share it, we will host that for free in our experience. And then if you want to create custom content for us, you can work with us, and we'll pay you $100 a video. And I mean, these videos are 1 to 5 minutes, right? So might be paying a little bit too much right now. Might need to think about that.
Oh no, the ruggies.
Wait, what'd you say?
You were rugging for a little bit. Last part we heard was probably like you're paying too much and probably have to adjust maybe.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So I think we currently have just over $4,000 that we could still pay out to course creators. So, that would be another 40 plus courses. And I know people often ask, especially with grant projects, how are you going to actually make money off of this stuff versus just spending the DAO money? Great question. Eventually, once we get this experience and we scale the courses a little bit more and there's more traffic in this area, then we will start creating courses for groups outside of Decentraland, and we would actually charge for the course creation. And then on top of that, there is a plan down the road to actually, instead of hosting for free, charge a couple of dollars a month per course. So, if we had 300 courses in there and we charged, I don't know, like $5 a month per course to be hosted in there, that would be over $18,000 a year or somewhere around there, which would, easily cover our hosting costs, and then also give us some money to, continue paying course creators and continue expanding and developing. But we are on our first grant, so we'll see how this experience goes, and I'm really excited. The team has done an amazing job, and in terms of what you can do right now, you have to earn course credits in order to check out these courses. So you earn those by helping out around the library, which is either collecting and filing books. So we've got a shooter game in there where you have to accurately file these books. And you get course credits, or you earn course credits based off of how accurately and how fast you can do that. And that's with our book blaster. And then we have one where you can collect materials and repair books. And there are different size books, and each one of those that you repair will give you course credits as well. You use the course credits to obviously check out the courses, and there's a quiz at the end of each course. Once you complete the quiz, you increase your intelligence, and then you can trade in your intelligence points for wearables. Each wearable tier and wearable item gives you bonuses. So like reduced book repair time, for example, is a bonus. And then those will also be what you need to access the unlockable experience that we'll be doing in the coming alpha release. So that is tomorrow night, 6 p.m. CST, and hope to see everybody out there. And as Mariana said, we do have 2 giveaways going right now, and I saw she pinned those. So that is great. And if there's anybody listening in right now that has some courses or is interested, feel free to reach out to me, and we'll try to get them in before tomorrow.
Thank you, Curations. Oh, got a little feedback. Curations mute. Thank you. Thank you. These competitions are very important, and you should like the fact that you are kind of incentivizing the community members to create these course videos and submit them to you so that they can be seen on a wider scale. Totally good idea. I mean, I see this as one of those grants that would be okay even if you don't become sustainable, because it's just knowledge is power, like Odd Job would say. But it's like, it's so good that you already have the plan.
I think it's going to be really cool to be able, like, a lot of this content, we're not restricting it to the library. Some of it's already created, and the creators or whoever the group it's been created for, they can leverage this material how they want. They could share it on their YouTube or on their Twitters. But I think creating this one location where you're incentivized to learn from all of these different people in Decentraland is going to be pretty cool. And as we, I've got some plans for how we're going to scale it. Like, for example, we could have a promo video section, and you could find out that you're really interested in Vroomway, for example. And if you're interested based off of that 30-second promo video, then we could recommend a set of courses going over Vroomway. So these are just things that we're, thinking about over the next couple of months as we continue to develop this out. But I'm really excited. I hope it goes well tomorrow. We're currently working on a bug or two. I really hope everybody enjoys it.
Excited for the event. What time is it again?
That is at 6 p.m. CST. So 7 Eastern or midnight UTC, I believe.
7 Eastern, midnight UTC, and for Pacific 5?
Pacific
4.
Pacific 4, I think.
Okay.
Correct.
Well, everyone, keep an eye out for Curation's event. If you have anything about the event, or did you already post it at the top, Mariana?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Mariana posted the 2 giveaway links we have going right now. So I'm doing a giveaway. I'll announce the winners tonight, and then Mariana is doing a separate giveaway, and we'll announce that tomorrow. And then we are doing a 72-hour competition. So whoever files the most books, whoever repairs the most books, the top 3 people will win prizes. And then anybody who can complete all of the courses that we will have in for our beta release will receive a entire tier 1 set of wearables. So you'll be able to get off to quite a nice start there. Now, I worked out the mechanics on how long it should take you technically to earn a tier 1 wearable, and I believe if you're farming the large repair books, it should take you just under 3 hours to get one of our tier 1 wearables. But during this event, if you complete all of those courses, you'd get the full tier 1 set sent to you, and then you could use your intelligence points to start getting the tier 2 sets, because you have to unlock tier 1 before you can unlock tier 2, etc. And they give you higher bonuses as you go. So I'm excited for it and excited to give away a bunch of prizes. And I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not just saying this because it's my project, but Sango developed our wearables, and if you actually really look at these wearables, they are by far the most detailed wearables I have ever seen. I am so over the moon about how they came out. Like just looking at the staffs and looking at the pants and the boots, like they're just freaking beautiful. I love them so much. So Sango's not on this call, but I could not give him high enough praise for the job that he did on these.
Can't wait to check them out. I can only imagine right now Kanessa might be like looking around Marketplace to see if there's anything ready.
How did you
Anything
know? I
submitted.
was thinking, like, have I seen these? Who made them? Are they in the not for sale yet tab? Because I stumbled across some yesterday that I really liked. So,
No, they are not for sale. You got to win them. So that's the only way to get these.
but they might show up because they have to show up. So I don't know. I might have to go to the marketplace right now and see if I can peep them.
Yeah, they're all tagged with Curation Station, I believe. So if you type in Curation Station, you should see our Apprentice set, our Steward set, our Master set, and then our Elders set show up.
You can also see me modeling the Apprentice set in the giveaway tweet. Not to show or anything.
I have to get used to the new marketplace because it's a little more tricky to look up items that aren't on sale because I'm doing it and they're not coming up. So, I'm challenged.
I just like turned my screen and I just see all our contestants lined up for the cook-off. This is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
felt like it was January. It's cold, and so the scene on land this week is took you guys to Arizona to a good old-fashioned Wiley Jim's barbecue cook-off, and Old Guy is here, and everybody's in Old Guy's aprons, and we're ready to cook. I guess I'm cooking like crab ribs, or like absolutely raw meat ribs because what I made in Blender, I got to work with the color. I should have put a little bit of like char from the grill on there. But yeah, thanks everybody who got by a grill. And Buffalo just got here. Yay, Buffalo.
Yep. Wasn't like the first thing I said whenever when I saw this build, I was like, Buffalo will love this.
Yes, totally. And then I crashed immediately after. But yeah, I kind of, Buffalo, Old Guy, I don't know, just kind of thought about a couple of our friends, and yeah, there's some fun things around. I love seeing people like explore these builds and just jump all over, climb the rocks, because yeah, that's what it's for. Just play, have fun, make some barbecue.
Yeah. And I think this is the most people that we've had on Parcel like at once. Like I see that we have like 14, 15 users. Hello, everyone. We love you all. Thank you for being here.
Emoji of me sprinting, or meme of me sprinting to your parcel right now.
Yes, please. It's -89, -85 if you just want to come and see the barbecue duel or the barbecue cook-off. It's pretty awesome. Thanks for coming, you guys. It's cool to see you all here.
And I would like to pass it over to Lighthouse. I see you requested to come up to speak. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having me on. I actually mispressed the button, but I'm happy to be here. So yeah, no, just wanted to say hi, and yeah, apologies for mispressing the button.
It's all right. It's all right. We're happy you are here. And any new developments since last week to the Lighthouse platform, or anything that you have going on?
Yeah, actually, thank you for bringing that up. Sorry, I forgot to update, but yeah, so now you're actually, if you create like a profile, you'll be able to have your own kind of like username, which I find is pretty cool. Which also like the links before were a bit kind of messier. And then we actually have a little announcement coming up for next week, but don't want to give off too much as of yet.
Go ahead, Kanessa.
Oh, I think we're going to say the same thing. Nice. Thank you for that. We will have to keep our eyes open and see what that is. Looks like you guys have been, we saw you, what was it, at a party this week. So it's cool to see you getting out and getting active in the community and just kind of getting to know a lot of the people here. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, like, it was cool because, like, for example, this morning as well, was just in a Twitter space for like 10 Poco and learned that like Dr. Drip has kind of like an event going on like Saturday mornings that features like certain like fashion wearable creators in DCL, which I thought was really, really cool. So just wanted to give a quick shout out for that. And yeah, like if ever y'all have any like fun events to recommend, please let us know. Definitely we're trying to go as many of the events as we possibly can. But yeah, so just wanted to say a huge thank you on your end as well for kind of like having this space to kind of display these events that I was just mentioning. So
Yes, the event Fresh Mint. I believe it's let's see, 3, at least on my time. I live in Eastern Standard. 3-4 p.m. Eastern, around there. Saturdays or maybe Sunday. I still haven't clarified with them yet. But yes, that is an amazing event. Dr. Drip freaking comes out like ready to go. He's definitely a very, very a good host, and definitely it's, since he's a wearable creator and he's interviewing other wearable creators, it gives them that like leg up of like what questions to ask and like kind of like how to really, really highlight the creator. So yeah, big shout out to Dr. Drip. And also maybe another event I can suggest for you is Mo Beats. It's an event hosted by Stony Eye. They usually happen bi-weekly, which this coming Sunday is going to be one of the weeks, Sunday the 5th. It's basically Stony Eye comes on stream, and right before our eyes, he will make a beat for us. He'll ask the crowd, let's pick a tempo. Yeah, it's actually pretty sick.
That's gonna be so cool. Okay, dope. I'm definitely going to be there.
Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
On Sunday the 5th.
On Sunday the 5th, yes. And if you'd like, I'll shoot you my tweet that I post that day as a reminder.
Yeah, please do.
It sounds.
Song was I think it was such a catchy tune. It's like last week, 2 weeks ago. So it's been in my head for 2 weeks. NFT Bubblegum, Chrono both did lyrics, and it was like I don't know, that one, that's a classic. That one, I think it needs its own like mixtape release.
I love that so much, especially when like people come and join you as you're making kind of like, it's kind of like a karaoke-esque in the sense that like, you're just kind of doing music with friends, and kind of being a musician myself, like that's why I love it even more. But yeah, super pumped for that.
Let's see. Crap! I was gonna mention something cool, but it just slipped my mind. So I'll pass it over to CJ. I see he came up to speak. Did you have any events that you would like to suggest to Lighthouse?
Hey man, what's going on, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from or listening from. Yeah, man, I've been working with Lighthouse for the last couple weeks. We met actually last year at one point where they introduced the program to me, and I was really interested in it. And then a lot of people from the community are on board now, so I'm really excited to see everybody use it to their advantage, because I've actually been, last year I was spending 95% of my time in Decentraland, and you guys know now I've been really like just venturing into other metaverses like spatial, and even been checking out Monoverse a lot lately. But it's really easy to just find everybody and not have to be like searching through their Twitter page and hopefully finding where they are. It's really easy to just click on a link and just find exactly where somebody's at. So I've been directing a lot of people to that way, and people have really been enjoying using it. Yeah, I've been posting more events on there. I've been putting people's locations on there, that some of my favorite places to go to, and just getting more familiar with the site itself. Yesterday we had an event at Virtual Dance, which is a really good time. I ended up dropping like 3 hours worth of music. We had so much fun. And I'm just so happy to see more educational content come to Decentraland, like the way that Creation Stations is making this educational library. And we're going to be bringing Dan's events back on Tuesdays, starting at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys come through on Tuesdays, because he has like a whole curriculum set out for the next 7 months of just financial education, which is super important to me as an entrepreneur to teach people about that type of stuff, because there's just not enough good content out there. And I think he does a very good job of like summarizing it all in 30-minute classes. And then, I usually come on afterwards and drop a DJ set. But tomorrow, I'm DJing at Creation Station for the library. It's going to be a really good time as always. I love DJing there. It's always fun. And then I was going to start doing my weekly events for the fashion show I was talking about this week. But, everything's just been like, working for Old Guy last week at his barbecue, and then doing the Virtual Dance last night. At the time it kind of would have overlapped with the time that I was going to pick. But I'm going to start doing it next week on Tuesdays. I've been working on my build a lot. I've been like tweaking it a lot. And I ended up using one of Mr. Dingia's community builds that he got from his grant that was passed recently. And it's a really, really cool build. So if you guys don't know, Mr. Dingia created a bunch of different community builds. A few of them are 1x1 size, and then some of them are 2x1 sizes. And, you can basically just download it to your computer, go into Builder. If you guys know how to use Builder, there's a pack called My Assets, and you can actually just upload it right to My Assets. You click on, literally click on 3 buttons, and before you know it, you have this full scale, build that's like lit up really well, and it looks really, really good, looks really professional. So I was really happy to have that. And I've had my other build for a long time that Resonator had made for me a long time ago. I think it was like March I had it. And I had that build up for so long, but now I'm able to now tweak my build up and make it look more professional and look more appealing to the eye. And I really like how it turned out. So I can't wait to preview that for you guys to see up already. But if you guys ever want to check it out, parcel is -88, -20, and you can get a little sneak peek of what it looks like. I'll be doing live streams there, and just working on just getting more events done. Next week I'm DJing at Gossip Girls for their launch of their parcel, which looks really incredible. I can't wait till you guys see that. I'm also working, let me see where else I'm working next week. I'm doing Vroomway next Friday, which will be a lot of fun, which is always a good time. And just getting back into the motion of doing more shows a week again. I kind of had a little break and was able to restructure my whole DJ visuals on my screen and take it to the next level for you guys to make the events even more fun. I actually took a lot of inspiration from DJ Pop Rocks. He has a whole nightclub style theme in his screen, and I saw it during the DJ battle last year. He was one of the opening DJs for the opening show, and I was like, what? You can do that to your screen? And I went and researched a ton of different stages, and I found this one that I really liked, and I ended up purchasing it. So just hope you guys have been enjoying all the music and enjoying the DJ sets. I'm producing a lot of new music for some new music NFT drops, and rant over. Love you all.
Thank you, CJ. Thank you. To the moon. I see your hand is up.
Hey, Kinessa. Hey, Sinful. And hey, everybody. Just wanted to let you guys know I've been helping me and David from Metaskins has been helping DCL Brazil, and I know other communities are as well getting involved with this Carniversal. Man, I can't say it. He kind of mixed a Metaverso with Carnival. It's Portuguese. But so he actually started, I kind of want to give you guys a little background. So he wanted to do a collab with the Holy Ones, and he came to me, we decided to talk about it, and I was like, well, why don't we do something more Brazilian, more of a Brazilian, so we can get some culture in here. And so I'm the one that suggested the samba to do a samba suit. And David from Metaskins was like, yeah, let's do it. We'll, absolutely, no problem. So anyways, we got this suit, this really beautiful samba. I think it's called a fantasy. I believe that's what it's called. And Sorry if I'm messing up. But basically, it's a fantasy. That's what it's like it's kind of like a bikini with like the feathers and like it's beautiful. And so then Ashwanato basically then said, "Hey, I have a really good idea. Like, let's put on this event that would be like a parade that they do every year in Brazil live. So we're actually having a huge event with, I know, the Holy Ones, I know Dollhouse, Box Boards, Rage, I believe Rocking Unicorns, I think. But yeah, there's a bunch of people doing this. Upland, Metaverse as well, I think, is also involved. And it's gonna be great for the Brazilian culture. I think there's gonna be a lot there for people to learn and enjoy the music and just enjoy the atmosphere. But one of the big things is actually this is bringing in a legendary samba school. It's like famous across all of Brazil. It's called Mangueira. God, please help me. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Mangueira Samba School. So they're coming in here, and then Nina Verso. She's a Brazilian digital personality who promises to rock the animation with her beauty. So yeah, that's just a couple cool things coming in here. And I just wanted to say that that's coming up soon. I believe it's February 17th. I think it's like a week long. Yeah, it's a week long. February 11th looks like it starts, maybe. But yeah, it's the week of February 11th, I think, all the way to the 20th. So it's gonna be a long thing. So definitely, just one of those days if you guys can, stop by. I'm sure Aj Renato would be very excited to see you guys there. It's very good for the Brazilian community. I just know they'll be very excited to bring their culture to the metaverse, and I'm just so happy this is what it became. And yeah, like I mean, Entrepreneur does wonders. So I'm so excited. So just wanted to bring that up.
Atrovenato and Atrovenata, they put in a work. Like I can't express my love for them and what they do for this community. I definitely need to be more aware of when their events are happening so that I can pop in, show some love. I have popped in a couple times. For me it's more like a moral support type of thing because everyone's speaking Portuguese, but I'll jump in if I understand something maybe. um so thank you for coming up and sharing that, To the Moon. And I'm also gonna Lighthouse, I'm about to load you up with your month's worth of Buffalo events over here. I did pin a tweet at the top for that is kind of like a banner of like all his events for the month of February. Buffalo Music, check him out. And I see your hand is up, CJ.
Yeah, I just wanted to double up on the Brazilian community, man. I think they do a lot of work behind the scenes, and they're always at everybody's events, always showing support. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when they come to an event, they go into their Discord channel and like always post like, "Hey, come check out this event that we're at right now," and then people just like coming by the boatloads. They're really, really cool people. They also work the House of Sam building, which is the Samsung, like the building right behind the Samsung building, which is like kind of like a, I don't know what you would call it. It's just like a sub building or whatever, but it's just a really, really cool building. And it has they have games there where it's kind of like Dance Dance Revolution or like DDR. You guys remember that? Where you have to press letter E as the dance goes across the screen. And like, I guess you can earn wearables there now. So definitely check that out. I'm not sure. I couldn't find the other game on land. I found the one game, but there's 2 games, I guess. And there's, I guess, different ways you can earn wearables there now. So check out House of Sam. It's up in the top right corner of the map near Zetaplex. It's literally right behind the Samsung building. If you just go into Samsung and just walk straight back, like past the building where you guys usually walk in, but if you walk straight back to the building, you'll see it there. And yeah, just a new way to earn wearables, and a hat, and there's another wearable that they dropped recently, and I guess they're gonna be doing it more often. So House of Sam is a really dope build. If you guys never checked that out, definitely do. And yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know to be aware of that.
Okay, so like I have the biggest smile on my face right now. During FAFO yesterday, I met an individual named Mr. Trulolo. And when I met him, I had asked him like, "Hey, how are you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just bought land on Decentraland, and it's my first time here." So, and he just pulled up to Canessa's parcel here at the CBD build.
Yeah, I'm
Welcome.
so glad to see him. That's so cool.
Of course, he got the usual rundown. Canessa loaded him up with some wearables, asked him if he wanted to play poker, the usual business.
Those are the two important questions. You hook them with the wearables, and then and then you just gotta know: can you play poker?
Can you play poker? Do you want to play poker? Well, look what we have here on Decentraland. And if you are listening here on the Twitter space and would like to come up and introduce yourself, you're more than welcome to, Mr. Trulolo. If not, no pressure. I would also like to give a few shout outs. I see Alpha Angels, Sir JH, SRJH, Mr. W, Cal, and Chrono T. Welcome, everyone. Hello, Mimsy. And I did, Canessa, you had mentioned Chrono T a little earlier. I believe Chrono may have dropped a wearable recently. So if it may be like a Wonder Zone, I'm not sure. I think I saw a post here on earlier today, but yeah, you may be something that you may want to keep an eye out for, Canessa.
Go check. I know there's been some nice ones that have come across. Like, it's really cool just seeing people that we're familiar with release some of these wearables. Yeah, it's actually been a good week for wearables. There was kind of like a lull there where there wasn't much, and now there's like a bunch of cool ones that have just come out. Some not on the market, and so you're like, no, I want that one, but they don't have it for sale. And then some that sell out so fast, and then you're like forced to hopefully find it from somebody, flipping it. But yeah, some really good ones out
Some
there.
paper hands.
Yeah.
CJ, your hands up.
Yeah, just also wanted to bring another thing to your guys' attention too. You guys know a lot of us have been joining Lighthouse recently, and I was very open last year, like the end of the year when I had gotten hacked. But I just wanted to let you guys know about another company that I see doing the same exact thing that they did to me, but trying to do it to other people. They actually did it to Swivel Meta recently, where they did the same concept where they said, and this has nothing to do with Lighthouse. They're just using Lighthouse as a way of basically getting people to open up and be, a little bit put their guard down a little bit. But a company reached out to me and saying, this was back in December. They said, "Hey, we know you from Lighthouse. We found you on their website. Would you help us with a build, whatever?" And then basically they run you down this whole spiel, basically just trying to make you seem like they're actually making a build for them. And then you go to download a metaverse from them. Mine's is called Reptile World, but there's another one out there called Apocalypse MV. And it's crazy because I went on their Twitter page yesterday just to check it out, and they're pretending like another company is trying to scam and pretend like they're them, but they're the actual scammers. So just be careful out there. A couple of y'all follow them. It's called Apocalypse M, as in Mary, V, as in Virginia. But just don't get sucked into it or just get caught up in it like I did. I've been very open about this, because I don't want it to happen to anybody else. But they did get Silver Meta to download this actual software. Luckily, they didn't get their crypto. They reached out to me right away. They're like, "Hey, this sounds like something that happened to you. What is it?" And I was like, I called them up right away. I was like, "Get your crypto out right now. Send it to another wallet. Send it to a ledger." And they were able to get it out in time. But I don't want it to happen to anybody else. A couple of really big influencers in Decentraland follow them, so maybe they've already reached out to them somehow, or are trying to bait them in with the same concept that they hit us both with. And Swivel Meta has been coding and checking their wallets just to like kind of see where this money has been going, and it seems like they have collected over 101 ETH off of scams, which is a lot of money for those who don't know. If you just multiply 101 times the price of ETH right now, what is it, like 1,600 or something like that? Just do the math yourself. It's a lot of money. So I just don't want anybody else to experience what I experienced. Make sure you guys aren't out there downloading, quote unquote, downloading metaverses, or like downloading a program or clicking on links that just look deceiving. Just be careful out there. I just don't want anybody to experience what I experienced. It wasn't fun. It wasn't a good feeling. It kind of put me in a very depressed state for a little bit, where I was just like a week of just like feeling numb and didn't want to do anything. I didn't even want to DJ or anything, which is very rare because I've always loved to DJ. But for that, it was just like, damn, I put in all this work, and they didn't take all my crypto. Luckily, I had already been transferring a lot of my crypto out, just the way that the market was moving. But yeah, it was really unfortunate, and it just happened to Silver Meta like literally a week ago. And this is, like I said, it's nothing to do with Lighthouse. They're just using them as like a way to say, hey, we know you from this person. And me, I was like immediately like, oh yeah, I just signed up for that company. Yeah, hell yeah, what's up, you know? So it's not to put Lighthouse down at all. It's just to let you guys know how they're doing it, and I just don't want anybody else to deal with that same thing. So just be careful out there. You know, last year I was saying all the time, like, don't download links, don't click any links, don't do this, don't do that, and then I ended up putting my guard down for a second and then got caught. So just be careful out there, guys.
Yeah, I like that you brought that up, because I have been I've been thinking about even just making like a small video of just me shitting on them real quick, because I have been hit up by one of their people. The account name on Twitter was like named Felix B or some shit. He followed me, started asking me about like they like to take this genuine approach, like, oh, can you like give me some tips about like metaverse? I'm creating my own metaverse and blah 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 blah. So then you like, you know, you give them something small or whatever, reply in general, and then they're like, oh, come check out my metaverse. The same individual also followed me like into Discord and like messaged me there as well. And like it got to the point where I was like, listen, bro, I don't click on links, so get the fuck out of here. And he never really hit me back up again, thank God. But now that you're mentioning that there has been like 100, like, you know, a little over 100 ETH siphoned through that kind of scam, I wonder if pretty soon it'll start, you know, being in the radar for law enforcement. I remember when Joe Rogan got his monkey stolen, like he got it back. The FBI was like, you're a millionaire, I'll get your monkey back. Perhaps maybe it just takes another monkey being stolen.
I think it's also like I've seen people come into DCL during, what was it, the music festival. There was somebody on Parcel who was talking to us, you know, sat there for maybe a half hour, and then then said, hey, I'm making a game, can you check it out? And so like I think maybe like when you're at home you feel the safest, and so like actually being in DCL, I felt like a little safer. And so after looking back later, I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's what that person was doing, because that's one of these hacks. So just be wary, even in DCL, that they're walking around as one of us and trying to feel people out. And you know, it's hard to feel like you can't let your guard down, but like, would think about your bank information, your account number, your routing number. Would you give that to an avatar? Would you give that to somebody? And clicking on a link is just like giving your router information away. And so I don't know, I'm just, not to say that we all do, I don't know, like we all get close to it, and it can happen to any one of us. It's just, maybe that's the voice, like we gotta remind each other of just not to let your guard down, because it can happen. Because this person, I would have clicked on theirs, but I was like, I'm kind of lazy, I don't know, I'll check my messages later.
Yeah, and the crazy part is that I didn't even type in any seed phrases or anything like that. It was like just like I downloaded that program to my computer. I typed in some code, and like it was supposed to download the metaverse, And then literally like within an hour, you know, they had messaged me. They were like, "Hey, if it's not working, we're gonna check on something real quick and, you know, make sure it's all good." And then within an hour, I'm just surfing around Decentraland, hanging out, you know, just vibing out. And then, you know, I click on my MetaMask and it's just all zeros. And I was just like, "Whoa!" Like I looked at Mama Tracks and I was like, "Babe, I think I just got fucking hacked." You know, I was so fucking heartbroken. But just, you know, I just wanted to let everybody else know out there, just be careful. And TBV from Gossip Girls actually brought it to my attention too, that they were in Decentraland at Wonder Zone doing the same thing, like with the same type of like comment, like, "Hey, check me out on Twitter, DM me, whatever. We're gonna talk about this metaverse thing." And, you know, just they are, like they said, they are in there, and we're trying to get them banned from wherever we can. And law enforcement is involved. You know, I did report my loss to the FBI right away. Like I did it the same day it happened. So I am trying to take some type of action on that, because, you know, without that being done, I mean, they can just keep getting away with this forever and ever until some type of consequences happen. And also, Civil Meta is taking legal action too, where they have a lot of connections with the FBI and stuff like that. So just know that if they're out there listening, I mean, eventually the trail will get caught up. But they're sending this ETH to like multiple different wallets to kind of spread it out so that people don't follow how far it really goes. And then they put it all into one wallet, and they took out, like I said, it was 101 ETH. So just don't want anybody else to run into that same situation. Just be careful out there, guys.
So, go ahead, Lighthouse.
Yeah, thanks. I just wanted to quickly add that we also wrote like a little thread just to kind of spread awareness about this, just because it is such a big issue, and the metaverse being like a social place, they're definitely going to try and use kind of like what CJ mentioned, like social engineering, in order to try and get people to kind of like hack their way through it. And you know, like for us, it's really a pain to hear that like people are using the Lighthouse name for that, because it's obviously like it's a new platform, but it's a big issue for us, and we really don't want that to continue happening. And we've been seeing it happen not only in DCL but through other worlds as well. So just wanted to reiterate to really be careful, and you know, keep your like, if possible, keep your assets in like cold storage. We added a few other quick tips, but yeah, just wanted to highlight that.
Thank you, Lighthouse. And even like to bring it back to kind of Decentraland, like CJ had mentioned that they had been present on Decentraland shilling their shit. And it kind of brings me back to one of the suggestions that Dr. Drip had made in Monday's workshop with I believe it was Foundation members, or maybe the DAO. I think actually it was the DAO. Dr. Drip had put in like a suggestion for like player mods within Decentraland. That might even be like kind of you know, a use for player mods to kind of combat these these scammers coming through and yeah, you know, potentially scamming someone.
Well, that's what I mean. I remember before I was active, like before November 2021, I remember seeing when DG started hiring for the casino hosts, and it blew my mind that like you could actually work in the metaverse. But I could imagine it'd be something like that. Like, I don't know if people remember Sonnen standing there and trying to answer questions for people in Tomonoya, like especially active places. I could see that completely being usable and doable and feasible. Genesis Plaza, I've always advocated for like having somebody officially be there. So it's good to hear that come up again. I just wanted to touch on something CJ said about how you didn't even enter your seed phrase in. I would highly suggest everybody just do a search on how many ways MetaMask wallets can get hacked and what different ways that they can do it, because you don't have to enter your seed phrase in at all. There's a lot of different plugins that can be put on where you, like one, for instance, is it's just a copy and paste in the ETH address. So when some kind of virus goes into your computer, when you paste an ETH address, if you're sending a wearable or sending money, what their software will do is override the address that you put in with their address. And so, you know, like for me, if I'm sending out wearables, I'm moving fast. I'm not even looking at like who I'm sending it to. And right there, you could be sending it to their address. And so that's like one way that just, I guess it's important to know that you do not have to put seed phrases in. to get into trouble. There's another one like with Google Chrome where if it's running in the background, I don't know the details, so I'm not going to elaborate because I can't explain it well enough, but I know that was one of them too, where if you're using Google Chrome, don't let it run in the background. There's malware there. And I guess apart from that, do your own research, but it was eye-opening when I looked up like how many different ways that you could get drained just without doing anything like clicking on a link or anything like that. So, this is nothing unique to Decentraland or the metaverse. This is just Web3. This is just crypto. And if we think it's bad now, like imagine, in 3 years when we have millions and millions of users, it's just, this is our world. And I don't know, I know we all have like quick PTSD where like I'll be on a website, just like, I don't know, Amazon shopping, and I get this like, oh, I shouldn't click on it. And then I'm like, wait a second, it's okay. I'm on Amazon, like looking for your new shoes. This is probably a safe place. So I think, we're just a lot more cautious than we used to be. 13?
Yeah, I was just going to say, if somebody convinces you to download something, click and run it, it just going back to my old fucking teenage years, if I had created a bat file, then I could essentially have full reign over your PC if you downloaded and ran that bat file, because you can do so many things if you click on something and install something. That could be like a remote viewer or something, to where whenever you walk away, they take control of your screen, and they can even paste an overlay that shows just your PC sitting there idle. They can put a screensaver up, anything, and just be working on the background kind of thing. So if you go in there and you leave your MetaMask, like if you leave your web page up and you have logged into MetaMask, you've put your password in and whatnot. If you don't close your browser, it's still unlocked. Your MetaMask extension is still unlocked. You can do pretty much anything you want to. All it's going to ask is you to sign it. And if you're not at your PC, because they notice it's downtime, and there's just a remote viewer running in the background, they take control of your desktop and then, do what they want to do while you're just kind of sitting there. So, it's possible. I'm not saying that this is, that if I were a malicious little shit, that's something that I would do if I were one of these assholes, so just beware.
Well, 13, we are really glad that you're not a malicious little shit, that you're actually a really good, helpful, kind person in our ecosystem. Yeah, that happened to my mom once, and luckily I was on the phone with her, and she's like, no, I can't talk right now. My computer stopped working, and I'm on the phone with the people at Microsoft. And I'm like, Mom,
I swear to God,
Microsoft.
I walked in on my father with the same shit. He had a web page up and it had him call a fucking number, and he was on the phone with them, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Do not let anybody have remote access to your PC unless it's me. What the fuck? And I was like, hey, jackass, good fucking try. Get shit on. Fucking hung up the phone on him.
Yeah. I was like, Mom, hang up the phone. And then the lady on the background is like, ma'am, if you can't trust Microsoft, who can you trust? Yeah. And I'm like, Mom, no.
Where's your credentials, buddy?
No, I got a good one I got a series of good ones for that. I had one of those. I went to a page once years ago, and I got one of those pages that was like I got redirected because I guess somebody bought a domain, and it was like, call this number, you've been hacked. So I'm like, all right, why not? I've got like a burner Windows XP VM for this, just for this sort of thing. And so I called it, and I let them remote into this like clean virtual machine, and I got the browser open, and then the call center person gave me the perfect window of opportunity. They had to go to the bathroom, and I was like, what's the worst possible thing I can pull up in a browser window while this person's off to the bathroom? And the only thing that came to mind was Encyclopedia Dramatica's offended page. Which, if you're not aware, the offended page, I don't even know if it's still up, but it is a functionally endless stream of gore porn and gore porn. And I just spent a couple minutes so slowly scrolling through it until this person came back and, of course, lost their shit. And they tried to, like, pop open a CMD window and Deltree see my ass, but I was faster. And they were not happy on the phone.
Well done, Zach.
Another time, I was actually at a conference, an InfoSec conference, and one of the business center computers had gotten ransomware. So one of the attendees, we were all like pretty drunk by this point. He decided to call him up, and he just made up all this stuff about all of the horrible things he had been looking at on the computer before he got ransomware. And the guy on the other end was so mortified by the things he said that he said he was going to call the police to do a wellness check. And he was like, "You're going to call the police." And then he just like tore into him about, you know, you're running this like you're part of a ransomware gang. Like, who the hell are you? And then that guy, oh God, it's all kind of a blur. But it was funny because with the way his phone system was set up, he couldn't hang up. So we kept him tied up for hours. He eventually just put the headset down and walked away, we think.
The legend has it that to this day he's still walking. Go ahead, Kanessa.
No, I was just gonna say, oh my gosh, I've just bet that Zesty. It's like watching a cat play with a mouse. I'm sure you enjoyed that thoroughly.
Yeah, or another fun one, and I actually did this one too, because I called the number back with the person from the first story. I decided to call the number back like a couple days later and just have some fun with them because I was bored. And that one ended up wrapping up pretty fast because they were like, yeah, okay, we're like Microsoft or whatever. And I'm like, well, I don't know how, like, you know, my like Windows install got hacked. We're an OpenBSD shop, man. And the guy pivoted on a dime, and he's like, if you're running OpenBSD, it sounds like your IT department has it, you know, it is where you need to go for that. They'll know more than I do. Just totally played it off like a boss, like it was the most natural shit in the world. I was actually impressed.
I'm surprised they didn't like answer like, "It's you, the devil."
Yeah. Oh, one other thing I remember from the one that I showed the gore to, they told me they had me run netstat or netstate as they called it, and I was just like, oh god. And I was told that netstat is a specific Windows command for showing the hacking and identity theft on your system, and it was everything I could do to not start laughing.
Netstate. Ha.
Yeah. I was like, come on. Like, this is like baby tier.
You know what? Like, listening to your stories makes me kind of slightly feel safe that I'm in the metaverse with you. So I feel like at any moment, whenever your opportunity presents itself, you will like troll the living shit out of like some Web3 affiliates or whatever the fuck comes your way.
Right. I mean, I've had situations where like I've dealt with people who like bullied people to the point of self-harm, and I've turned around and bullied those people to the point where like they didn't want to mess with me. So like it is like a cat playing with a mouse.
I feel like so if I ever get some inquiries, can I say yes? But I'm gonna pass you along to my my public relations department. Zesty handles all inquiries, and then you can just say, yes, I'm an intern, I'm new in this position, but I really am eager to learn, so how can I help? And then they can just like feed you all of this. But I don't know, Zesty might not want all that business.
Yeah, I am not brand safe. We'll just say that.
Thank you, Zesty. And I see that Bubbles' hand, CK's hand has been up. How are you doing?
Hi, thanks for having me up. Yeah, I just wanted to actually continue the conversation about security. And Knessa, you said that, you go to other sites like Amazon and you are second guessing like links and things and actions because of the space. And I think it's, with due cause. I saw something recently where an NFT influencer, NFT God, he was like going to download OBS from Google, and he downloaded OBS from the sponsored ad link instead of the like non-sponsored ad link, and that had basically malicious shit inside of it, and everything of his was taken over, like his emails, his Substack, his Twitter, all his crypto, like everything was accessed and hacked essentially. So yeah, be careful out there.
CK, that's a really good one to bring up too. That isn't just affecting people adjacent to our space, because it's OBS. Like it's been like de facto targeting YouTubers a lot. They'll stand up like a new computer or whatever, and they'll go to download OBS, and because they're not familiar with literally the oldest AdSense scam in the book, which, pushing malicious stuff via ads is about as old as ads on the internet at this point. Same thing that happened to NFT God. He mentioned in the tweets, in that thread that was made, not only was the wallet drained, but he lost all his credentials and had to essentially break back into all his own stuff.
Yeah, because I think by downloading that file and opening it, he basically gave them access to his computer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there was that, and something else that is targeting the YouTubers. And I'm only bringing this up because I could totally see this happening to people in this space too. They'll get an email that's like, it looks just like any other sponsorship email. Nothing out of the ordinary about the wording. No red flags at all. But then there's like a PDF or a Word document or something, and that's the payload. But they actually like write the email so that it's like actually surprisingly non-shitty as a hook to get somebody to run whatever. And so if you've been on YouTube like in the last couple of months and you've seen these your feed's been polluted by these weird like scam videos where it's like hour clips from some Elon Musk Kathy Wood live stream that's old, and there's a bunch of overlaid stuff about it for some cryptocurrency pump and dump. It's because some YouTuber you watch got popped by that exact scam, and their account got taken over.
Sadness.
Yeah, I kept seeing that, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't care about Elon Musk and Kathy Wood live streams. No thanks. So I'm just not interested. I've looked at the ARC chart. No fucking thanks. And then I found out that I actually found out like what was happening, and it made a lot more sense. I was wondering what I clicked on to start getting like YouTube to start shit posting at me.
Yeah, I think it just goes to show that like even in a space like this where we have to be super diligent to protect ourselves, like it's still out there too outside of Web3. So just keep talking about it. Keep talking about what you see or experienced, unfortunately, because the more we know, the more empowered we can be.
Yeah, and really, what's interesting with like the OBS thing, for example, it doesn't even appear to target like our space, but they hook in like, you know, checking for things like MetaMask. Because like if you've already popped somebody's box and you're like harvesting all of the credentials from Chrome, why the hell not go for like that random jackpot of like, you know, yoinking someone's MetaMask, and you know, maybe you catch a monkey JPEG that's, you know, worth some money or something. You know, that's like hitting a jackpot on a slot machine.
Guys, I am going to jump in because how is it possible if your Chrome, like your Google accounts have, you know, two-factor authentication set up where they would have to, like, how is that possible? How do you know if you're on a Mac if this is happening? Like everything you just said, like how do you know, how do you track this down? Because last week my computer was making the weirdest noises, and it was like, I thought that when you go to Decentraland and you sign out, like if you leave Decentraland, you sign out, that it automatically signs out of your MetaMask. So is that not the case? Or
So
I'm like shaking because I'm like really scared. I actually just turned my Wi-Fi off on my computer. Now I'm like, okay, well, I didn't know that like Google Chrome, Google accounts could be, you know, manipulated in that way.
Well,
I had no idea.
So with the whole OBS thing, when you save passwords in Chrome, that's what they're going after. They just go to that section in, you know, the file system for Chrome and exfiltrate all of that and look for like the MetaMask extension and just download all of that too. That's pretty much what they're doing.
But without the password, or like, you know, how you have to like scan some kind of QR code with your phone in order to you know, sign in. How do they get over that part of it?
Wait, scanning with the QR code? Like, wait.
Yeah, like my phone will ask me to scan a QR code on
like
my computer.
Is that for client that you're referring to?
No, like when I go to sign into Decentraland and, you know, my MetaMask is in my...
The Decentraland client?
No, just like the online one, because my Mac actually doesn't work with the downloaded version of Decentraland. So now I just go online.
Do you do it through Wallet Connect? Because you shouldn't have to scan a QR code to log in on browser. You should just use the extension in the browser. That's typically how you log in to Decentraland. The situation where the person downloaded the OBS file, that was because by downloading that file, they were essentially like, there was malware or whatever it's called. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but whatever it was that they downloaded gave the hackers access to their computer. So they didn't need the two-factor because the person was probably logged into their Gmail, logged into their Substack, logged into all these things that we auto log in all the time. So I think the only way to sort of prevent that is to log out of stuff, first of all, in case people do get access to your computer. But one thing is, when you're connected with your wallet to Decentraland, like when you log out, that doesn't mean that your wallet's not still connected to Decentraland. You have to go into your MetaMask and go to your connected apps or authorized apps, or there's different language depending on the extension, but I go regularly and remove those and reauthorize ones that I use often. So that way I really only have like Decentraland connected. I don't keep most of my crypto stuff connected unless I use it like regularly throughout the day.
And that's a really common way of like sites accessing. If you don't lock that, if you don't disconnect and revoke, Peanut Butter suggested going to the site revoke, I think .org or .com, but that will revoke all your permissions. Because, I mean, when you check in there, there'll be stuff that I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize, like, I went to, you know, bridge some Polygon 2 weeks ago, and I'm still connected to that, or I'm connected to Decentral Games. So making sure that you go in there, and then if you click into your MetaMask account, there's just a little button that says lock. So that is how you lock. That's how you log out of your wallet. So I guess you could think about it like your purse is the browser, but your wallet is the MetaMask. And so you can close your purse, but your loose change might fall all over your wallet inside there. So make sure you close your purse, the MetaMask, before you close your wallet, which is the browser. And then I think just being aware that like there are, there's just other ways to do it. Like our seed phrase is one way, but if they have the extension where you just, input a ETH address and it just automatically changes it to theirs, like you're just going to send them whatever you've got. But that's why I also say do your own research, because this stuff is always changing. There's probably new things out right now that make these look antiquated, and I think we just have to stay one step ahead of it. If I was a scammer, I'd be thinking, how can I get people, like, how can I get them 6 months from now or a year from now, like trying to think ahead of the game. And I think even like Wi-Fi, if you go to a hotel and you use public Wi-Fi to get onto your computer, well, maybe you get on there today and you don't have something on your wallet or anything, but that doesn't mean that, I don't know, can stuff be downloaded that in a year from now they have the technology to get in? I think that's all a possibility. DCL curations, I see you've had your hand.
Yes, I feel like two things haven't. I feel like one major thing hasn't been talked about, and that's the use of a ledger. So if your MetaMask account were to be compromised, they could drain your account, right? And I have 10 MetaMask accounts or something like that. And I've got a couple Ledger accounts. So if they hacked my computer and they hacked my MetaMask, they would be able to drain my hot wallets. But my Ledger, even if they have the seed phrase, that's not true. As long as they don't have the seed phrase, there's no way they could get anything off of my ledger. And my seed phrase exists in one place, written down in pen on a piece of paper in a fireproof safe that I never look at. I don't even know what my seed phrase is. So, if you have valuable things, and I heard somebody talking about, using burner wallets earlier, having an empty wallet that you can use to test stuff, that's a pretty good idea. Or even, with mints, it might cost you a little bit extra to mint from a burner wallet and then transfer to your ledger or your cold storage. But, spending an extra $20 in gas is worth it if your asset is worth thousands of dollars, so that is a second line of protection. Then the other thing I wanted to mention is people talked about Google password storage. I don't use that at all. I pay for Dashlane, and Dashlane provides a password manager, a password generator, a VPN, and so like all of my passwords, when I downloaded Dashlane, through every single one of my profiles, and like emails, video game accounts, my Decentraland, like anything I could think of, social medias, and it generates like a 15 letter symbol long password, and I don't know the passwords to any of my accounts. Like personally, if I do not have my Dashlane, I can't even access my accounts, and it's extremely secure. I haven't had any issues with it, and so Dashlane would be something I recommend, just for the generation purposes, and then also the storage purposes, and then also it's got the VPN, which is good to kind of cloak you as you travel through the interweb. Ledger, Dashlane.
And I would also just caution, as we're having this conversation, I just want to make sure that this is recorded. People are listening. We don't know who's listening. So also just be careful with the details that you give away of I could say, well, I have my main MetaMask and then I have my 17 wallets that are attached to it, and I mean, if I was a groomer and trying to hack us, I would go back through and listen to this and find out oh, okay, Simple, does his storage this way and DCL Curations does it this way. So be careful with even just the amount of information that you're sharing with friends here or in chat. because you can say something without saying something. You can say, well, I'm buying a ledger next week. Well, you just told everybody that your assets are not safe. So just please be careful as we're talking. There's no reason to give out too much information. A couple things I want to hit on also, if you, and you know, some of this might be overkill, but if you're new and it helps one person, then it's not overkill. You can have different wallets. Like you can open up, you know, 20, I don't know how many different wallets you can have under one seed phrase. But if you are under the same seed phrase and that one account gets hacked, they're all compromised. So please, like, a new account is a new seed phrase. So that would mean you would take MetaMask off of your, you know, browser. You'd put a new MetaMask on with a new seed phrase. So I think sometimes people, they think like, well, I have my main and then I opened up a new one under that. If you're a hacker, you're just going to come in and start like opening and find out like, okay, that like the real money this person stores on account number 11 on their wallet. And then also passwords, like don't take a picture of them, because the AI now, like what they do is go through your pictures. Like if your, you know, pictures are uploaded to the cloud, AI is so smart, they'll just go through and it's trained to look for like 10 phrase, you know, images with 10 words in it, or 12, sorry. And then there you go. Like, so I don't know how many wanted to like take that screenshot of our seed phrase, because you don't want to write it down and you're like, I'll do it later. But don't take a picture of your seed phrase, write it down. And then there's some really good things you can get. Billfold is one where it's actually a metal wallet. And so it's really cool. It's like freaking stainless steel, heavy. You open it up, it comes with 5,000 little letters, and then you take these metal letters, you put it in to the actual metal thing, and they're all engraved with your seed phrase, so that that thing could burn. I think I don't know how the temperature that it's rated to, but it could go through a fire, it could go through a hurricane. No fingers pointing to our Florida friends who have hurricanes, but it's waterproof, it's fireproof. Also, just, gosh, fireproof safe. You could have all the protection in the world, but man, if you have a house fire and your stuff is stored on paper, it's not there. So I don't know, like, sorry to be redundant and go off on a rant, but I just think that like we just probably need to talk about safety like all the time, especially with our new friends coming in. I don't think we're ever done talking about it, but I will be done talking about it. Specimen, CK, I'm not sure who had their hand up first. I think CK and then Specimen.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly piggyback on sort of what DCL Curations was saying, which is like a lot of people use password managers besides Google. I know Google is notorious for not being the safest, so I would definitely recommend not using it. But there are people in the community who have had what they thought were secure password managers not be secure, and they also had breaches and they lost a lot of stuff from that. So just saying that, like, do your own research, find what works best for you, but no, there's always a risk if you're not like, it seems like there's no possible way to 100% protect it, but do the best you can, do your own research, and figure out what's best for you, I guess. Specimen?
I was just going to say, since this space is recorded, for those that are looking to get me in 6 months to a year down the road, good luck getting into my prison wallet.
I feel like I understood that one a little too well.
I mean, it's the most secure place for my CDs.
Thank you, Specimen. Thank you. I feel like that joke kind of ran through my mind, and I almost like kind of blurted out loud. I'm kind of
I'm looking
happy.
at a ledger, and I can see that happening. It's very wallet friendly, I think.
But you got to think about like the new ledger coming, the one that with the screen, like
with a little bit of Astroglide, anything can go in anywhere. What's the old phrase?
Do,
You
you
fit a
know,
Cadillac in a doghouse.
I'm pretty sure they do body cavity, searches, y'all.
How about tattoos? You could have a tattoo that's your seed phrase, and it could just be like pictures of all the stuff. And then nobody would...
I do not recommend anybody tattooing your seed phrase on them.
No, but it wouldn't be the seed phrase. It would be pictures of the thing. Like they might be like, "Oh, cool. She has like a giraffe on a bridge, looking at the moon. That's cool." But only I know that. Like, yeah, that's my seed phrase. That's not my seed phrase. So no.
I feel like if somebody has a string of 14 random tattoos like toast, banana, moon, dad, water next to them, people are going to wonder what the purpose behind that string of tattoos is.
No, people. Do you know how many people get stupid fucking tattoos? There's so many tattoos that make no sense. So this is like genius, actually.
So when I meet you, Vanessa, I'm gonna be like, "Show me the tattoos."
Yep, I already got my tattoos. Yep, you just have to like put them together in order. Be like, I don't know, this one on her shoulder is like, is that like the third word or the first word? But yeah, I'm onto something here. Crypto seed tattoos. Oh, you can get UV ink also that doesn't show up under. It doesn't show up unless you have a black light. So that's what I'll do. I'll have my seed phrase UV inked onto my skin. Where's SRGH? Can you make that happen? Yeah, he's in the crowd. Okay, cool. He can do it.
Or how about Morse code seed phrase tattoos in case you ever go blind? Oh wait. 13.
I was just gonna say, my seed phrase is also 13 words long. So good luck.
Ha. Thank you, 13. Let's see. Oh, I see Chrono T is up here in the speaker panel. You've been here for a while, man. I'm sorry. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing really good. I'm actually just really enjoying, listening to everybody and just being a part of this community. It's awesome.
Tell us about the new wearable.
All right, so I joined. So I actually graduated from graduate school back, like last November. Not this November, but the one last before. So then I joined Decentraland in January because I had heard about crypto and everything, and gaming on the blockchain really interested me. So I found Decentraland. I also found Sandbox, but I didn't like Sandbox. Particularly because it wouldn't even let you go into first person mode. I was like, what the hell? So anyway, I really like Decentraland because, it's just basically, I ended up learning that it's being ran by creators. So, we vote on things, and this is like the first game that's like this. Anyway, so I just really kind of fell in love with it. I've been working with Blender in graduate school. I would work with using a confocal microscope to image intraepidermal nerves, and then I would use Blender to visualize and render those nerves with proper lighting and stuff. So that's really cool. I have a website. It's www.aeonsmash.com. So it's kind of got a little bit of background. But anyway, so this wearable is about me and my friends. I mean, this is whenever I first came in, On the Rise was one of the very first people. Actually, I think she was the very first person that came up, and at the time, I would rap sometimes in the evening, and so she was the first person that was actually telling me not to shut up. So that was that was really cool. And then we met Cardinal Quack, and then Siswid, and Fermion, and several people here, and so the wearable is the Wonderwall shirt. So basically, it's just kind of a time shot of all of us hanging out. So that's basically kind of what it is. We're gonna use, I want to use the proceeds to, make more wearables and kind of do more things. We're creating a little incubator with, friends and stuff. And I want to start making tutorials on wearables just so that I don't forget myself, how I'm doing, what I'm learning, because it's kind of a steep learning curve, some of the tricks. So that's basically it. I mean, I just want to say I really appreciate being here. I look forward to working with you all. I love the technology. I love to learn. I love to grow and being involved in exciting things. So anyway, that's it. Thank you.
Sorry, I was fumbling for the right key. Thank you. That sounds amazing. I mean, those snapshots in time. I know. Like, I don't know the event, but I know what you mean with like Fermion being there, the Wonderwall, like just the friend group. So many good people, so many good memories. So that is really awesome. Is it approved already? Is it in the marketplace as approved?
Oh, so I'm working with Sango, and so I think it's approved and everything. There was just some clipping issues. There's just some technical elements that I really want to get into a tutorial, just specifically so I don't forget these things. But stuff like just making sure that you're weighting it to the correct bone. Like I kind of messed up. So anyway, I have finally figured out to weight it to the correct bone, and now I was just making final improvements on the rise. So I am aware, of Ting Poco, and she, feels that men probably shouldn't make female wearables, and I actually agree with that. I think there's, I'm a man, like I don't know what it's like to be a woman or have a woman's body, so I completely understand that. So I'm going into this with like a lot of like, I'm trying to make this, the female wearable like proper and fit just right. So anyway, so making final improvements. I'm gonna go ahead and tell Sango probably in like an hour. I'm gonna continue testing it out, and then I'm gonna ask them to go ahead and check it out. So I don't know, maybe it'll be available pretty soon, and it's a free wearable. So I'm selling it, I guess, for 10, but I'm giving it away for free. So we're giving it away so I mean, everybody that wants one's gonna get one. There's 1,000 of them, and then of course there'll be sell for 10. I mean, just for the heck of it, and then we can use some of that money to publish more. So.
That sounds awesome, and I will keep my eyes open for that. I'm still kind of navigating the marketplace, and so I feel like I'm possibly missing stuff that is coming, but that's awesome. When Phygital, do you have plans for having like a Phygital counterpart that we can wear? I don't hear him, but it's bugging because I can see the what your hoodie looks like in the avatar picture, and if I could have that IRL to wear, that would be pretty cool. So I don't know if your your mic is working or not, but please make Phygital. And if anybody else has Phygital stuff, I feel like all of us, I think we all need those.
I'm just curious on the Phygital topic. If anybody knows of, I think DJ or CJ Tracks actually turned me on to something called like Teespring last year that I just haven't had the chance to get around to. But I've tried to place orders. I don't know, like 2 years ago, I put out a DCL Curations hoodie. And I wanted to, create those in real life just for family and friends and whatnot. But, if you're only buying like 10 or 20 of them, it's like, $60 a hoodie. I don't know, something ridiculous. So I'm just curious if there's anybody here that is, I guess, in the loop with somebody that creates or a company that creates, high quality, in real life wearables or clothing, as some people call it.
That's a good question. Please, if anybody has feedback on that, please come up and speak upon it. I know I have bought stuff from Redbubble before. I know that in a couple of our first Twitter spaces, we talked a lot about different options. I know Rustan had one where he had his Rustan shirts printed, and I think Mariana, you picked one of those up. Redbubble, I'd say the quality is it's not what I would describe as like high quality, but it's I don't know, it's pretty cool. I have a Decentraland hoodie that I've pretty much worn out, Yeah, so like it's not bad quality either, but I know what you mean. Like to have a good hoodie that fits nice, like you got to be selective about your hoodies. But with those print on demand, at least it gives you an option to create something that is not going to break you, because you don't pay anything to make your design. You don't get paid until somebody buys it, but there's not that, like, I mean, you're already putting the money out for the, you know, the publication fees for your digital wearables. So those print on demand options are kind of nice to have some other way of getting it there. Also, it, you know, the confidentiality, like if you had your sweatshirt, your hoodie there, I could buy it. You would never know my address because I'm purchasing straight from the company, and then it gets shipped out from there. So it's another nice way of, you know, keeping undoxing ourselves in Web3 and getting some cool swag. Because like as we all start going to more, you know, conventions and whatnot, like I don't know, you got to be wearing. I think we all have to be wearing like our swag. Like we don't have to be a walking bumper sticker, but we could be a walking bumper sticker. That'd be okay. And Mariana, was I right about you having Roussan's t-shirt?
Yeah, I do. I'll have to wear it for the next DCL event.
Nice.
I gotta take a picture with it on versus like my actual friends that we did that. So coming soon.
Yes, there was one place where we streamed one of the events in Metaverse Miami into the parcel where we were at, and I was wearing the baby doll fleece that Father Finn designed, and then he was on the screen in real life wearing his real baby doll fleece. So that was pretty cool to like me standing there looking at him wearing his. So that was a very meta moment, I think you could say.
Oh my god, I want that fleece. It's so nice. As somebody who saw it in person, super cute.
Ah, I think he had that like through a local company. So I think that you got to talk to Finn about, because he's got all the deets on that one. And let's see, I think Shelly, you came up to speak. Welcome. How are you today?
Hello, I'm doing very well, thank you. And it's just, I had to chime in because it's so funny you're talking about IRL merch, because that's what I've been working on all morning. I used to do this all the time when I was a blogger because we had merch for everything and we were on every print on demand site just because why not? You know, it's just time, and then you've planted those seeds everywhere. And we used to make a decent amount of money selling just random things. So this morning I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and just sneak little preview. It's for the Metaverse 3. We're so excited. So anyway, I dove into previous lists we had of like every print on demand site there is, and I started with Zazzle. Just cross that off your list. It was the most awful user experience. I don't ever remember it being that difficult, but that one sucks. So TeePublic is awesome. You just upload one design and then you basically select every product that you want that design to be on, and you can edit it like where it's placed, all on one page. Super duper user experience, fantastic there. And then, but cost wise, for like if you want to buy bulk to bring to an event or something, I don't quite know. Dino might know. I'm actually driving right now, so I'm going to ask him when I get back. But I want to know who DG used, because I was extremely lucky to win the DG hoodie in real life. Thank you, Tank Poco, for hosting that giveaway. And it's awesome. Super warm, great quality. The DG logo is embroidered. So curious to see who they used.
I think I can reach out to somebody and ask.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to talk to Shelly about IRL merch. It seems like Shelly has the wealth of knowledge. I'll be sliding in those DMs one day. And oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say anytime, anyone, feel free, hit me up. Sorry, I'm driving, so hitting the mic is like awkward.
Oh, yes. Drive safe, Shelly. Oh, and also I just pinned a tweet at the top. It is a tweet that was posted by Unversed. They are having a DCO awards I guess competition, whatever, um with with Golfcraft. And yeah, they're just looking for people to go in and cast their votes for their favorite for different categories, their favorite people within it. Example, favorite streamer is one of them. Yours truly might be listed there, might not. I don't even know.
I want Golfcraft videos created desperately. I'm terrible at Golfcraft, but I really want a Golfcraft set of videos in the library, like 3. So if there's anybody who really likes playing Golfcraft on here, I mean, that's $300 that I would pay you for 3 Golfcraft videos. So, if anybody's interested.
Hit up help. I'm streaming. He lives there.
Yeah, don't ask me because I came in second last place in the streamers tournament.
Yours truly came in last. Hee hee.
Haha, be simple.
I think only because I got disqualified.
Yeah, getting DQ'd doesn't really help your rankings much ever, from my experience.
You're supposed to use the golf club, not your simple meat stick.
I mean, the rules weren't specified before joining. So it looks like we are up to our 2-hour and 18-minute mark. I do see a lot of new accounts in the bottom. If anyone is interested in coming up and asking any questions about the Decentraland or just wondering what the Decentraland is, feel free to come up to speak. We do not influence any mana market prices or anything like that. So if you're gonna ask me why the price of mana is going down, I don't freaking know. But what I do know is how I can get you on a screen on the Decentraland if you're a DJ or an artist. Zesty Beam, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, so I get the sense we're at that kind of one of those room resets. I've got one thing I'd like to bring up, and then I'm going to step down to make room for others. So a couple nights ago, it was brought to my attention that Third Eye Casino is gone.
What?
Yeah, man. So as I understood it from talking to Third Eye back last summer, he had some kind of business partner who actually owned the land, and then he sold it to Vegas District, and then Vegas District did some kind of trade with DG, so it's actually DG land at this point. And they have deployed over Third Eye Casino, so it is no longer a thing.
Sadness. That was the only casino with stripper poles in it.
I know, right?
Gotta get to work on Casino 13.
And those private rooms, man. But anyways, that is if anybody's got video or pictures, hold on to it because that's what we've got. Unless somebody tracks down Cyber Mike or something, because he's the one who actually did the build. I did open a ticket with DG to ask if the build had been preserved in any way, and I was told no. But I was told that I had good alpha because I knew about the thing that had been deployed over top of it. And the first support person didn't even know that existed. But somebody else came in and they knew about it, and yeah, so there's some Decentral Games alpha for you.
I would like for you to go back to the officials, the authorities, and propose a deal. I tell them I'm putting a bid in for that land. I'll trade them a Mew bubble for that land.
The build's already gone, though. That's the valuable part.
Fuck. I don't... I retract my offer.
They deployed over it, and there's no known backup. It's lost media.
That's the thing. Like because a lot of my builds, like the castle that I have in District X, like that's on a computer that I can't access anymore. So like the second that somebody puts something over it, it's gone, for good, unless like DCL has ways of retrieving like that. They maybe could, but yeah, Third Eyes, I doubt if there's a backup. So
that's why I say like it's down to like finding I actually like slid into Third Eye's DMs to let him know, hey, this is gone. Didn't get a reply back, but yeah, I want to track that down if I can.
Yeah,
So
you
by
definitely should.
By no Cyber Mike, he's the best lead. Although that might have been like an exclusive, like, hey, you give me money, I give you a build, and then it's your build, kind of deal. I don't know any of that. I'm just like speculating. But what is objective fact is Third Eye Casino's gone.
And that's just kind of gonna be the nature of Decentraland, where there's gonna be these things that we fall in love with, but if they're not, if the person who has that original file moves on, then these beautiful, amazing places might just move on with them. So sorry to hear that place was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. If I can track it down, if some fucking miracle, I end up finding a way to recover the lost media, I'm just going to force myself to learn dealing with worlds enough to deploy it to a world. But I don't think I have any chance of that. I think it's a lost cause, but I'm trying anyways, because it is such a fun and interesting build, or it was rather.
Hey, you know what gets people's attention? Just say, I'll offer you some money for this build. I mean, maybe they'd let it go for $100. Maybe they'd be like, sure, let's talk. What do you got? Or even the community crowdfund some archival historic builds, and then put them under some DCL name, in DCL worlds, and then preserve them. I feel like some of these, that would be worth it.
I found like 9 or 10 pictures I took. I took them so long ago that it was from when I was an old man the first time around. And I found a YouTube a link to a YouTube video on Google, but it's been privated. So I don't I'm sure there's people with footage. But yeah, that if you've got Third Eye footage of a tour or something, I would be interested in seeing that.
Yeah, I'm sure it exists. Somebody out there, maybe Peanut Butter and some of his earlier footage. I'm not sure who else, but we'll put the all call out, Zesty, and see what we can find.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, strip club. I haven't seen any new friend request or any request to come up to speak, so I think it might be a good time to wind down. What do you think, Kanessa?
Yeah, I think we've had a good, productive morning, talked about some really important topics, and yeah, that's probably a good time, and then we'll have 20 people come up and we'll talk for 3 more hours. But yes, if anybody has topics, otherwise I know, we've got lots of stuff going on, still a lot of people on the parcel. Thank you to everybody who's come out to play with us on parcel today. It's really cool to see everybody here in my little Wild West creation that I made.
We had 28 people here at one point.
That's awesome. It's awesome. I didn't know people, would come out. So yay, thank you, people. Thank you. It's always fun, like as I'm making it, you know, like I don't know if other builders feel the same way, but like I think about each piece like, okay, you know, like Jim likes to climb. Is he gonna climb up this wall? Like, will he be able to get to the trees? Like, will Sinful go to the very top and look down on us? And or like, will people get lost in this tunnel? And so all these little details going into it. It's so cool to actually see users on it after I've spent time. And actually, this build, like I made it. I spent, I don't know, all night working on it once, and then it was just gone. It was like there were 2 rocks left. And so I was so like, you know, it's just like, just a glitch in the builder where it happens sometimes. You go to save it and nothing's there. So that was weeks ago. So then I just, you know, it's so frustrated. I just walked away from it. And then I got back in it recently. And then for some reason, a lot of like, it was all there. So I don't know what my issue was. Maybe it was late at night and my computer was buggy. But yeah, save your stuff if you're working in the builder. Mariana?
Yeah, speaking about preserving history, I just remember that the DCL Film Club video submissions are due February 8th. So I haven't submitted mine yet because I just started it last night. But just letting you guys know that those are still open till the 8th. I saw some really cool submissions, so yeah, don't forget to get some of those videos. And I need to like remember to like just like make more videos this year. Like I think like the last quarter of the year I like wasn't recording as much because I was just like running out of hardware space. So make sure everyone buys yourself a Lacy, get some external storage ready for 2023, and make some, you know, history and videos for Decentraland this year. That is all.
Thank you, Mariana. And here, I'm gonna pass it over to CK.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump up and sort of commend y'all for doing these spaces each week. And, you know, I feel like you're not far out from almost a year, it feels, of doing these spaces. Maybe a few months out, but still. And I don't know, it's really amazing that we all gather here each week, and the positivity that comes from these spaces, the direct action that sometimes comes from these spaces, the community support in general is just really amazing. And I just want to, you know, always thank y'all.
Thank you, CK.
Yes, thank you, CK, for always coming in. For everybody who comes, and I know some people, you know, they listen, they don't speak, and we appreciate that. We appreciate all of it. We're just glad to be with friends every Wednesday.
So I guess it's a good time to start winding down. Chrono T, any final thoughts?
Hey, I just want to say I am nearly finished with this, and I'm gonna hopefully it'll be available soon, and I'm gonna be sending it to everybody. I need to, you know, learn a bunch of stuff, but anyway, I'm so glad to be here, and thanks for letting me sit in, and I look forward to, you know, more of these. All right, thank you. See y'all.
Thank you for being here. DCL Curations?
Caught me off guard. I'm actually currently in the virtual library testing. So, you know, as a reminder for anybody who joined before, since the last time I talked, we've got the DCL virtual library launching tomorrow night at 6 p.m. CST. Very excited to do our beta release with a subset of our quests and a subset of course material, and just excited to see the community show up and the community response. You know, if you have feedback during the experience, we're going to be open to it. We also just kind of launched our Discord. It's been up for a while, but we just haven't published it. So in the events link, you can also check out the Discord in case you have any issues tomorrow or any recommendations. Or if you're interested in becoming a course creator, please reach out to me. And Canessa and Sinful, thank you as always.
Thank you, Curation. Specimen, final thoughts?
Yeah. So for those that don't know, there are FAFO Tuesdays with Odd Job in the CBD Discord, the CBDD. Let's see. You can find myself and Jake generally in the mornings in the productivity channel. If you have any questions or anything, you can come join us. And if we can't help you, kind of thing, then we can bring somebody else in. We can bring an adult that knows what we're talking about, kind of thing, in and get you some help there. Let's see what else. Curations, I'll be talking to you about the course creation bit for sure. Thank you for mentioning that once again. Let's see what else. For those of you who don't know, currently I am working on a build called Club 13. Coming to the metaverse here soon. Coming to a Decentraland near you. So any DJs in the crowd that may be interested in kind of like a grand opening, hit me up and we'll see what we can do. I would love to get as many as feasibly possible to make a hell of an event out of it. And anybody else that has something that they want to share, may not necessarily need to be a DJ, but just hit me up if you got an idea. Let's see what else. Oh shit. My first wearable may hit the marketplace today or tomorrow. So I'll be posting a Twitter tweet about it as soon as it's done. Had a little bit of issue with the image parameters for the thumbnail for it, but that should be cleared up here soon and get it submitted. Thank y'all again for having this space and bringing us all together. It's fantastic being here with you all week in and week out. So I love you all. Thank you. And keep creating and being fucking wonderful.
Let's fucking go. Thank you, Specimen. I'm going to pass that over to Seed. Maybe I can do the final for Seed. Seed had posted a pinned tweet at the top for Friday night's events. So Friday night at Seed, hosted by Seed. It's right across the Dollhouse at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you check out the pinned tweet at the top, you will get a link to the events page. And CK, did you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I guess on the flip side of showing y'all some love, I also want to show the community some love and shout out people like Chrono.
I love you guys. I think I'm rugging, sorry.
That's all right. We love you, Seed. But yeah, I just wanted to shout out people like Specimen 13 and Chrono, like just amazing community members who have built some amazing stuff, and just like watching y'all over your time, even if you've probably been here longer than I have, has been really great. And I love to see sort of everyone's progression, even if that's just from them kind of being in the background to being more active in the chat. Every little bit of who you are in this community matters, and I don't know, I love y'all and I'm really excited. I also pinned a tweet about what Shelly was talking about for the Metaverse 3, our spaces that we do on Thursday where we explore Metaverse platforms. So we're still in alt space this week since the platform is shutting down. So we're trying to give it a little extra love before it goes away. So we're going to be exploring some spaces over the next few weeks in that VR world. But that's it. Thank you. Love y'all.
Till they kick you out, huh, CK?
Oh, of course. We're going to be leaving, kicking and screaming.
I love it. I love it. I look forward to joining you for the Metaverse 3. For at least for me, I believe it's Thursdays at noon Eastern,
Yes, 5 p.m. UTC.
5 p.m. UTC. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you. Mariana, any final thoughts?
Sorry, I'm eating a strawberry.
Yum.
Not much, I guess. Yeah, no final words from me.
uh, Besides the strawberry, right? Tell us about more
Exactly.
about the strawberry. Any sugar, whipped cream, or just the strawberry?
Just strawberry.
Yum. Thank you, Mariana, for being here today. And I'll pass it over to Future. I see that he came up to speak. Do you have any final thoughts?
Hi, guys. That is all.
We love you, Future. I hope you've been well, my friend.
Oh, I am. I'm sorry.
When's the next? When's the next True Band Room performance for you?
Yeah, I think about going not bi-weekly, but every week. That's first. And we'll have the party at Meta Zoo on 10th February, I believe. It's gonna be kind of complicated because I also want to take myself on the journey finally. So see you across the metaverse.
MetaZoo, that's super exciting. If everyone that has been here in the space for a while knows how iconic MetaZoo Friday night parties are. So that is a great honor to be able to perform there. Congratulations.
Please. Thank you.
So I guess final thoughts, at least from my end. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all your time. I know that a lot of you did the entire Twitter space, and I just appreciate everyone's love and support. I did pin a tweet at the top. It was posted by Decentraland. So if you missed earlier's Wearable Wednesday Twitter space, hosted by Decentraland, the pinned tweet has a link to the recording. So if you missed it, just and would like to listen, just click on that, and you'll be on your way. And also, once again, would like to shout out Unversed with the DCL Awards. Make sure to get in there, register to Unversed, and vote for your favorite candidates. And I feel like I'm also, make sure to check out all of Buffalo's events. We love Buffalo. Love you all. And, just keep creating. And in honor of Brandon that has not joined us today, Brandon 10, Wisher Vodka.
No, you took my line. I was going to say that.
Damn it. That was my sign off.
Darn it. Where is Brandon? Why isn't he here? We can't.
Right? He should be telling us to create. What the fuck?
Yeah. We just record his voice, so then if he can't be here, we can set ourselves off for a good week ahead. Because I'm kind of lost without him coming in telling us that we're beautiful people and what we make is awesome. Just keep making shit. And Brandon 10, wish if I could. Oh.
I hear he's doing voiceovers now and stuff. I saw one yesterday, I believe, and I was like, damn, Brandon's gonna start becoming expensive.
Oh my god, that is awesome.
Yeah,
Okay, well.
just have a pre-recording of having Brandon all y'all motherfuckers create Brandon 10, Wisher Vodka, and then that's it. That's all we play.
That's what we need. That's how we know we're done. Well, I'll try to send us off without that. But yes, Brandon 10, and thank you everyone for being here. And don't forget Mo Beats, Mo Fire, Mo Everything on Sunday, and we will see you next week. Have fun, be safe. Love y'all.
One second, everyone. Okay, I am back. I am back. Welcome everyone, and thank you. Let's see. Okay, let me check something out real quick. Just would like to thank everyone for attending today's Wednesday Twitter space. Kanessa and I are always excited to host these because we just love being around every single one of you every week. I really appreciate everyone just being here on Parcel today. It's been an amazing experience, just being able to do this for you guys, the community. Much love to you. Let's see, what kind of shenanigans should we get into today? Perhaps maybe maybe head over to Genesis Plaza. Might be something to do. Head over to Genesis Plaza, maybe kill a little bit of time there, and head over to the poker room. I need to head over to the poker room and do my my table slave work. Man, they got me hooked. Who's that ugly guy on the screen? What the fuck? Yes, and also I must close some